Get aggressive.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he hit a seam and got it to the opposing 44. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
From the 44 here on 2nd down. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it. He wisely avoids contact, sliding down there. That played good enough for a first. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
On first down, Hurts escapes out to the left. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact that gets home. But, of course, we know it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And have him gain about a handful there. That was Micah Parsons making that play. It's a 5-yard gain, and that brings up 3rd and 7.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Throw on 3rd down. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Deron Bland has it. And the Cowboys are going to take over after the interception.
I've not yet in my lifetime come across a defender who hasn't told me how great an offensive player they were back in the day. Oh, you should have seen me as a running back or wide receiver. Well, right there, that defender showed some of that background. A brilliant job of getting into the open field and setting his offense up for success.
The Cowboys and running back Rico Dowdle back out now. Well, their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. The Cowboys have it in great field position as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Josh Sweat making the stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Back to the well again. He's got a gain of 6 there. Josh Sweat making the stop. It's a gain of 6, and they only need half of that now on 3rd and 3.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Throwing on first is Prescott. Completed over the middle. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Zach Vaughn with the tackle.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
There's a give up the middle. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. That was Reed Blankenship making the stop. Give him 5 yards to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
They give it to him again, and he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
They're set up at the 35 now. Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Dak now from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's caught after a gain of about 2, with Kobe Dean in on the tackle. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. Oh, they're trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back, 3rd down coming up.
That is now the 5th sack this offense has had to endure in the 1st half alone. We're in a double-digit pace here. And I'll tell you what, I know how these defensive coordinators work. They can feel the blood in the water. They are not going to stop getting after this quarterback until this offense can find a way to protect itself.
And the Birds bring out the nickel look. 3rd down coming up. Dak to the air here. Fits it through the middle. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15.
I know on the stat sheet, Kate, that shows up as passing yards, but any defensive coordinator will take it. Understanding down and distance and keeping that offense short of the sticks.
Less than a yard needed here on 4th. They'll run for this. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Come on now. Was there any doubt who they were going to go to right there? That was always going to be a run play. No problem converting on 4th.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Another carry for him. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut. 2nd down.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and goal from the 6. Back to throw. Here's Dak. Forced out to his right. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Throwing now from the gun. And he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Cowboys tie things up at 14. Aubrey now to kick this one away. On the return, Britton Covey. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. And they're going to be looking for a little redemption after their interception last drive led to a tie ball game, 14-all. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
It's the 2-minute warning now from the link. The Eagles pushing for a score before the break. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Getting out to his left, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. The Cowboys signaling for their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. And the Cowboys bringing on an extra DB here. 3rd down coming. Operating from the gun. Here's Hurts. He's finds Smith. Jukes out a 1-stop. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Eagles hustling everyone back to the line. 1st down throwing for Hurts. Flushed out of the pocket. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
Eagles hustling everyone back to the line. Hurts now from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. And they just did.
And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out. He gets 6 on that play, and that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
From the pistol, Hurts. Taken in by Smith. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Hurts throwing again. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. DeRon Bland has it. And the Cowboys get it back as he intercepts him for the second time this game. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
The Cowboys taking over on offense. Not much time left before halftime. And with just under 40 seconds left to go, Brock, they can try a drive, but they got to hurry. They're out and set. 1st and 10. From the gun is Prescott. They connect on the deep shot. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Here's Prescott, 1st and 10. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running with it. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Now the offense is going to take its 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Prescott here from the gun. Short pass brought in. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. A final throw before the break. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. We've reached halftime of what's been an entertaining one so far. Well, we're set up for an incredible second half. All tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. Returning it from the 4. And this drive will start inside the 25. So to begin the 3rd quarter, the Eagles offense returning to the field. And a nice drive last time out, Brock, squandered by that interception. So I think they take a repeat of everything except that final play. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. He's on the move. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. That was Michael Parsons making that play.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 28, he's got Smith, and he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
First down, ball at the 36. They'll motion him out of the backfield. 1st and 10, here's Hurts. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 38 out of the play. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. On 1st down, Hurts. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down.